Welcome back to the second segment of the November 24th Trips and Traps. Once again, Andy Serling, Eric Donovan.
Two more races to bring you from the past Saturday. We'll take a look at race number 7, the Foil Overnight Stakes. We're going to look at the favorite in here, the 3 to 5 shot, Kid Kate, who has some trouble from the start.
Yeah, this is when things go awry with a 3 to 5 shot and a horse who on paper couldn't lose. In reality, and you'll see the race, it's a horse that shouldn't have lost. I mean, things just go bad from the start. Now, she is a closer, so the fact that she steadies there at the start, and we didn't get to stop it really, but that's the horse in the green there who steadies out badly at the start. And she was going to be towards the back of the pack anyway. You had a speed who's up front, saw in a prayer winds bring last. The race did collapse for her. That wasn't the problem. The problem was the trouble at the start combined with the trouble in the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to make of Kid Kate. You know, I think she's a horse that, obviously has some talent. Don't think she's gotten much better since, the middle of the summer. So, I really don't know where to go with her. I mean, I think she could be a trap moving forward. I won't want to take a short price on her because of this trip next time. And if she ends up in a spot where maybe she gets a little overlooked, maybe I try to take a shot with her. But as the favorite again, boy, oh boy, I'd be hesitant.
Yeah, no, I'm actually with you, Erica, on this. I would take her if she maybe looked a little over her head and I could get a price on her. But overall, and there she is moving on the inside here, getting back in the picture. But I want to discuss this. She's going to try to angle out, and as she does this, the horse who's buried by the pole is going to shut the door on her. And this is great race rising by Rajiv Mirage on that horse right there. Kid Kate wants to get out. Well, Raj is trying to win the race, and he never leaves her path there, and he just keeps the door closed. This is how you ride horses. You ride horses to give your horse the best chance, and if legally that prevents another horse from getting the cake trip that it wants to get, hey, that's the way it goes. You want to come from last and do this swing out, angle out move. Doesn't always work out. Had she gotten out at that point, she was going to win. She had the momentum. She was going to win the race, but she didn't happen. Here she is at the start, and here's what holds her up early. This is the kind of trouble that, yeah, it matters. These things matter. She sort of breaks a little, doesn't stumble. The ground breaks beneath her, but she bumps into some horses. She should have won this race. And you know what? That's the price you pay to having deep closers in races, small fields or not. Things have to work out. Staying inside, trying to angle out, door doesn't always open for you.
No, it doesn't. No, we'll take a look at another race where the door doesn't open for a horse late, and that's the number 9, Living Right. But we'll take a look at Living Right from the start here. Some trouble around the first turn, too, just kind of drifting a little bit wide around the turn and just really, never in a good spot the entire race.
Yeah, you can see in those white silks with the light blue cap there also being ridden Rajiv Mirage. This is a horse that just things never went right. And, I think Raj tried to do the right thing around the turn, but boy, it ended up blowing up in his face.
Sure did. Comes out toward the back of the pack here, settling in. Okay, fine. If you can try to save as much ground as possible as you make your way into the clubhouse turn, you end up on the 2-path, no big deal. And, it looks like the pace is honest up front, and then, in fact, 24 and 3, 52 to the half, so it wasn't, all that quick. And, you're kind of far behind early anyway, but you see what happens here on the turn.
Yes, watch this horse as she goes to the 2-path and ends up drifting out into the 4 or 5 path. It's that classic blown turn. And these turns are sharp. These are lightly raced 2-year-olds, and they don't have that much experience. And it's one of the problems, and that's one of the real risks. Like if you end up getting caught 3 or more wide in the turn, horses really can do that. This horse just a little inexperienced, but gets herself back in the race.
Yeah, mid-pack right here. Certainly, herself. I'm sorry, himself.
Well, I can't get this straight.
Yeah, but mid-pack right here, still has a shot, but you're going to see this horse get into some significant trouble as they, come off the turn and at the top of the stretch. But at this point, pecking your way through the field, moving up slowly but surely. I think to this point, aside from what happened on the first turn, really not all that bad.
Yeah, I agree. Lost a little bit of ground going the turn, all things considered. But you're right. He's moved up well enough that he's in position where he could win this race if things work out well. And actually, he's right behind the heavy favorite in this race who's up there, who ends up finishing second to get disqualified. Or maybe that horse is actually outside of him moving. I think that's the favorite moving outside of him now. Here's the problem. I mean, he just gets in a complete jackpot. A lot of it is caused by the 10 horse in yellow in front of him, basically backing up in his face. Then he gets slammed into there by the 5, the favorite, who got disqualified for that. Though truthfully, while the 5 did clearly slam into him, I think the damage had already been done.
Yeah, I agree. I think after that point, Living Right really had no chance to go on and do anything in the race. And all said and done, Living Right finished 6th in here. Only got beat 4.5. Yeah,
well, that's in 5 lengths to lose with that kind of trouble. And the other thing is, the trouble happened at a key stage, a stage when the race is developing, and sort of like we showed with Yankee Empire in the previous episode, the race develops in front. By the time the horse extracts himself, they've already run away from them up front. He has no chance. And those are the kind of horses, if the trips worked out differently, they would have been so much more in the flow of the race and could have won. And the difference, you say, well, the horse didn't have 5 lengths of trouble. No, he didn't have 5 lengths of trouble. Maybe it had a length of trouble. I don't know what it had. But the race developed in front. It was like someone was holding him back while everybody was running away.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you don't have that full head of steam and the rest of your competitors do, I mean, it takes a few strides to get in there and get up to full speed that you're going to have in the stretch, and it's going to cost you.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a horse that I would be looking for. And once again, Living Right. Maybe he goes down to Florida. But Living Right's a horse that could win a maiden race, or finish in second or something at a decent price. Anyway, we love hearing your thoughts, trips, and traps at NYRAInc.com.